Hey YouTube, tried this a minute ago. Apparently my recording didn't start. Hillbilly rideshare driver coming at you. I want to make a quick video, and I'd like to do more of it, more of this type of thing in the different areas that I drive around. When I'm doing a live video, especially, I find myself pausing a lot, just like that. Well, a lot of it has to do with the roads we drive on. I'm not even sure. Well, I thought my camera would let me flip around, but apparently it is not. So let me stop the video, flip it around, and start the video so you can see ahead of me. There you go. I'll keep chatting here for a few minutes until I get home. I'm on my way home from my day job. These are pretty typical roads. You're either going around the turn, up a hill, down a hill, or both, or all three. So the roads generally require a little bit more attention than say a street that runs for 2 miles straight out. Not too many of those, if none of those in West Virginia, I'm sure, that have long streets that don't that just go straight and flat. If all I had to pay attention to was red lights and stop signs, my train of thought would probably be much smoother. But as I get more used to the flow of the videos and things like that, I mean, I'm new. I've done a little bit of video editing, but not enough to really help me out. And it was a long time ago when things were a lot more cumbersome. But I generally drive weekends for Lyft and Uber. And the reason being that the market, a decent market, is an hour away. The town that I live in is so small that it really isn't even worth the hassle of having the app on. Just to be quite honest with you, having to babysit the phone in case you do get a ping. And you could literally go an entire weekend in my town and be lucky to get 1 or 2 runs total. Now, there is a town about 35-40 minutes away that I do drive sometimes on weekends that do okay, but they aren't consistent. It's just kind of the way it is. It isn't a really big town either. It's like 25,000, 28,000 maybe. Our university, which is an hour away, that Morgantown, the town that I drive whenever I want to make money and stay busy. The population there of just the students is almost 30,000. So, give you some kind of comparison. Of course, you know, there's students from all over the world up there, and they use Lyft and Uber as a means of transportation on a regular. It's just, if they didn't use it where they came from, once they got to Morgantown, they realized that it's much easier to call an Uber or Lyft than it is to walk, for sure, or or drive. The parking is just horrible. See if I can get you a better angle on that. The parking's horrible in Morgantown. As a matter of fact, my daughter went there and they advised us our freshman year that you really shouldn't even bother bringing a car. Just parking is almost non-existent. It's difficult, and that's probably true for freshmen. Definitely because they have to live on campus and they can take the college transportation to at least their classes and things, that they don't have to drive later at night when they want to go out and do things. It's a different story. But once it isn't their first year, they can move off campus, and a lot of kids at that point, would rather have a car because they a lot of times aren't close enough to everything to make it convenient. Anyway, enough about that. But that's kind of my scenario. If I lived in Morgantown or lived in a market, I would probably drive every day. Now, I will go out and drive after work if I, need to be in another town or somewhere, or if there's something going on even in my town, I'll turn the app on. But it's kind of hard to get off at 4 or 5 o'clock and then drive an hour to work to drive, and then you drive for a couple hours. You got to call it a night early because you got to get up for work the next day, which means another hour drive back home, and it's really doesn't make it worthwhile in this area. And I'm just sharing this just to give an overview kind of the area. It isn't like anything. I know a lot of the YouTube channels, the popular ones are people driving in the big cities, and I just thought I would do a little bit something different, what it's like to drive in the country, in the breadbasket, so to speak, of the United States, the rural areas, the country areas. That's really kind of my purpose. I'm not really trying to do anything. I also find that it helps kill the boredom when there's nothing going on. Some of the passengers are entertaining, and that's kind of why there's two reasons I like to do the in-car live stuff. Is for you, it's entertaining to me because Aaron over at Your Personal Driver, he does them. Although I've been having some connection issues and video quality issues, and it's really been hosing things up, so I got to figure that out before I do too much more of that. But excuse me, the terrain also wreaks havoc on cell service. It can be driving with perfect signal and around the corner, go over a hill and completely lose your internet connection. That's just kind of the way it is around here. But the other reason is it helps. I don't know if I already said that or not. No, I haven't. Second reason that I like to do it is it helps kill the boredom. It gives me something to do when there's a lull in, shit going on. Rather than sitting staring out the windshield, watching people drive by when it drops off. Because there are certain times, in at least in anywhere around here, that, you go a little bit without a ride, especially if there happens to be more drivers than there are riders requesting, and that generally, it's different times, but it's kind of a consistent thing. There's kind of certain times in each market that it's just dead. It's just kind of dies out, even on the weekends, you know. But, and that's my purpose. There again, I suck at this, and maybe 5 or 10 years from now, I'll look back at my old YouTube videos and point and laugh like some of you guys are. It's Wednesday night, February 20th, 2018. Might go check out Wing Night at the local Elks Lodge. They have a wing night every night. I'm sure you guys are like, oh, this old fart's gonna be talking about his boys at the lodge and the Grand Poobah and all that. Nah, they just they have wing night. You can't beat it. It's all you can eat wings and unlimited beer for an hour for $12. You can't beat it. Oh, Jesus. I'm just trying to maneuver. This is rush hour traffic in the town I live in. That's about all it consists of here, and I'm surprised it's even that busy. It lasts for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Not a whole lot going on. But yeah, I may go check that out this evening. Really can't beat the deal. It's like all you can eat wings, fresh cut fries, and all you can eat beer, all you can drink beer for an hour. Pretty sweet deal. $12. That's the price of a damn mixed drink at most places. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap this thing up. I was just taking a shortcut around to avoid some traffic lights. No need for me to mess with that. I don't need to. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut this short. That way, any of you trolls or stalkers out there will be able to watch this video and follow me to my house. Can't have that. Hate to break out a can of Hillbilly Justice. Hey, you don't want to know what that is. Anyway, stay frosty.